Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. It is a pleasure to welcome you to the broadcast today. It's Friday, January 27th, the end of the week, and I'm excited to be here, and I hope you are as well. As always, we're going to take a look at a few headlines from our city, our state, and our country, and we're going to take a look at some of your own comments, ideas, and suggestions on how to best enjoy ourselves and how to best connect with each other, with our city, with our culture, with our way of life here in Puerto Vallarta as a community of English-speaking locals. And we hope for no interruptions. Today, we're going to take a look at some good news from banks that are waiving ATM fees. We're going to take a look at more details about the upcoming International Charro Festival. I finally found a schedule of events, and I want to share it with you because it's not easy to find. And I have a couple of other important and interesting tidbits to share with you today. So hang in there, and we're going to have a good broadcast. As always, if you are new to the broadcast, watching live, and you'd like to let us know, please add the word new to your comment. We'll be so very happy to give you an answer to welcome. And of course, if you have something really important that you wish to share, please add a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment so that I can tell it apart from your ongoing conversations. And we'll look at it later on in the comment section. Let's go for it. Good news for those of us that have an ATM here in Puerto Vallarta. 6 Mexican banks have forged an alliance that has resulted in the elimination of fees when you withdraw cash from any of their ATMs or wish to check your balance. The banks that form part of this alliance are HSBC, Scotiabank, Banbajío, Inbursa, Banregio, and Mikhail. It is worth mentioning that the average fee for checking your balance or withdrawing cash from banks in Mexico ranges between 20 and 38 pesos, so it does add up after a while. This is great news for anybody that has a Mexican bank card, whether it's a credit card or just an ATM card. At least one, at least one council, oh, hold on, there's more there. Much better. At least one council member is pressuring the current administration to name a proper municipal tourism director with the proper background and experience instead of relying on an office administrator. You may recall that the former tourism director was double dipping in salaries, and he was removed finally from his post. And Mayor Mikhail appointed an office administrator. And according to Council Member Francisco Sanchez Gaeta, the recently named person in charge, Cristian Salvador Preciado, while he may have the best intentions at doing a good job, he does not meet the legal requirements for the position, which also include being able to speak English. A case in point is the fact that the International Tourism Fair just took place in Madrid, and this is one of the most important tourism events at an international level, and yet Puerto Vallarta apparently did not send anyone to represent our city. We'll have more detailed information about the upcoming International Charro Festival after the weather break, but first, another event has been announced. This is an international horse festival, which will take place in our city from February 6 to 12, right after the aforementioned Charro Festival. This other international horse festival will include a variety of cultural, artistic, sporting, and social activities, which I am sure will be revealed to the public as the date nears. And that is our batch of formal news or important news. Let us take a look at the weather break and see what's going on out there for this weekend. It is 25 degrees right now, feels like 26. Humidity is wicked low, 38%. What a great day to go out for a walk. And our temperature, of course, in Fahrenheit degrees is 78. Our forecast for today says mostly cloudy through the day with a high of 29 and a low of 19. Tomorrow, it'll be overcast through the day with a high of 27 and a low of 20. And Sunday, it'll be a partly cloudy day with a high of 31 and a low of 19. I did read elsewhere that another cold front is moving into Mexico. Don't know yet if it will affect us directly, but certainly parts of the northern parts of the country will definitely be affected. So, we're going to start our leisurely stuff with a clip that I found online that I want to share with you. You know, when it comes to enjoying mariachi music and joining in the enthusiasm of Mexican nationals, I've seen you. I've seen you behave or misbehave. You hear Mexican nationals do the traditional Mexican scream or Mexican grito, and then you decide to follow suit. You know, you want to fit in, you want to show that you're enjoying yourself, but doing a traditional Mexican yell does not come naturally to all, including this gentleman who doesn't even seem to be of foreign extraction. This is a short clip, but do catch the quick face of disapproval in one of the mariachi players at the end. Oh, poor thing. As it turns out, not only is there a proper name for the traditional Mexican grito, and there is a method to the madness. In my next lecture, Great Mexican Songs, will cover this topic. And you know, we may even organize an impromptu contest to see who can deliver the best one. I'm still looking for candidate songs to include in the lecture, which will take place on Thursday, February 23rd, 5 to 6:30 p.m. at the Joint Co-working Hotel. We had a great time in this vernacular Spanish lecture, and this is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to take a look and unpack some songs that you may be familiar with already, that you may be wondering, why is this song so popular, or what is it about? And we'll also unpack some songs that you may not be familiar with that I think would be good to know if you want to immerse yourself in the repertoire of great Mexican songs. The event is now live on Facebook, so and tickets are already available for sale. If you want to go ahead and secure your place, there are only 30 seats available at the event center, maybe a little bit more than 30, but you want to get your tickets early if you want to attend what is going to be, hopefully, a really fun lecture. And, of course, we've been mentioning the International Charro Championship, which is coming from January 31st to February 5th. And I have found a source of information for us to be able to see more of what's going on. Let me put it on my screen and look at the website. This is the website for Hacienda Serena, which has the Charro lienzo, it's called in Spanish, the stadium where this event is going to take place. And I want to walk you through this website, which, by the way, has English translation in case you want to go there later on. You can even buy you can broadcast. You can watch it live. But what's important here is that event goes on from Wednesday of this coming week all the way to Sunday. And look at the price of the tickets. They are only 100 pesos at the beginning, and then the big final, because this is a competition, is only 300 pesos on Sunday, the 5th. As you know, Charro activities are an actual sport here in Mexico, and this is a competition from teams that come to Puerto Vallarta from all over Mexico, and then there are also a few teams that come from other countries. There's a very complete activity schedule here, starting on the 31st of January at 8:30 at night. There's going to be a traditional Mexican fiesta on the Malecon that will include lasso tricks and food and Mexican folkloric ballet and so forth and so on. And then the actual elimination rounds begin starting on the following day, on the 1st of February. And the whole thing culminates on the Sunday, February the 5th. All the events start with a small mass at the chapel in the venue. And there's an early competition and an afternoon competition. And of course, Sunday will be the big day in which we will be able to watch the whole shebang. So if anybody wants to attend this event, now is the time to start looking at it. Tickets are not available for sale according to this. Oh, no, I take that back. It says here that you can actually buy tickets on the actual website. A couple of other things that I want to share with you. Somehow I thought this was going to take place this past weekend, but as it turns out, it's going to take place this coming weekend. So I added it to my reminder list once again. This is the river cleanup event organized by Ryan Donner and Associates. This is a real estate agent, and we praise the fact that Ryan and a bunch of volunteers are teaming up to help clean the Quale River, and we will try to make an appearance there if we can. If we cannot, I hope you can. I hope some of you will be able to attend. I also want to remind you of the ongoing series of 5 classical albums to enjoy right now. Once again, the New York Times has revealed another 5 classical albums, including hits from Renee Fleming's career at the Metropolitan Opera and an unlikely Mozart and Beethoven recording, among other highlights. Last but not least, if you have problems like me falling asleep at night, you may benefit from this article published by the Huffington Post, which I haven't actually read, but I will right after the broadcast. But even before we go there, let's take a quick look at your comments and see what everyone is up to this morning. Pirim pam pum pam pum. Lots of good mornings, which is good to hear. I have a question for you, Albert. I see that you had a good time at El Rio BBQ. I am wondering if there was live music when you went. While I appreciate the live music, I've come to realize that for me, this venue works personally when there is no live music, when I can actually enjoy the surroundings and enjoy a nice meal and be able to have a conversation with my friends. So I'd love to hear some details if you want to add an additional comment. Let's say Lucas. Oh my goodness. I acquired a video of Lucas sliding down El Cerro, down the street, sliding on a cobblestone street using a toilet lid as a vehicle. Why would Lucas do that? Because that's what little kids do. So Lucas decided I have to try this as well. One of these days I'm going to share that video with you because it's absolutely hysterical. Let's see what else we have. More hellos. More hellos. Albert, don't jinx it. We're doing just fine, and we're about to end. Liz says this felt like a long week. I felt that way about last week because I had so much work on my plate. This week I'm also rather busy. I'm starting to put together the content for the Mexican song lecture, but I look forward to doing that. This reminds me, a few of you have expressed interest in a version of the language lecture, the vernacular Spanish lecture, available online. I think I can do that. And in fact, not even do it as a recording. We would actually do it as a live lecture. If anybody is interested if anybody that is not in Puerto Vallarta or that may have missed the in-person lecture and would like for this to happen, please write the word lecture alone in your comment, and this will give me an idea as to whether this would be something worth doing. Let's see what else. Question: anyone have a recommendation for a good immigration consultant? Please DM me with contact info. I know that Den and Kathy have a good one, and I see that Mikhail has volunteered also some information. So hopefully you will be able to find the assistance that you are looking for. There's a couple of other recommendations as well. Oh my, that was unpleasant impromptu mariachi yell again. There's a method to the madness, and there's some very good ones. But oh, Dios mío, there's some that are just not even close to what it's supposed to be. And again, I've heard you come up with all kinds of things like ay, which is not the right thing. Some of you like to roll your R's and go nothing to do with it, but hey, we appreciate the intention. Mazel tov, Rita and Bonnie are now permanent residents. This deserves one of these. Congratulations. Yes. Let's see what else. Pat says, for the music lecture, I saw you are covering La Llorona. Well, I haven't actually confirmed that. But let's see. I'd also enjoy hearing about La Paloma. La Paloma is not a Mexican song. It's a Spanish song. And anything about Chavela Vargas. Of course, we have to touch base on Chavela Vargas because she is heavenly. La Llorona is a very important song with so much history behind it. I think it's very likely, Pat, that we will talk about La Llorona. Any other suggestions? Absolutely. Let me know. Let's see what else. Oh, Albert gives us another report. I avoided the music on purpose. Too many crusty people were walking up with their beers in hand as I was walking home. Only 2 tables when I was there. What time were you there? I want to know what time you were there, Albert, so that I can plan another outing should I feel like I am craving some good barbecue. And I see some interest on the lecture. I will try to come up with an afternoon or an evening time, maybe this week, no, maybe next weekend, where we can do the lecture live, as we've done special live broadcasts, and we'll figure out a way to make this happen. And this wraps up today's Coffee and Headlines. Tomorrow, we are going to look at cabañuelas. What are cabañuelas? Well, that's the term that we use to describe these crazy rain showers that we get this time of year. We're going to talk about why they come, why we call them cabañuelas, and why some farmers use them to forecast whether they're going to have good crops through the entire year and how they do that. What else do we have planned for tomorrow? Nothing as yet, but I am sure we'll come up with more interesting topics for Coffee and Headlines. As always, I thank you for your company. I thank you for your suggestions, your ideas, your questions. And I think I should thank Telmex for an uninterrupted broadcast. It was about time. Have a great day, and I'll see you back tomorrow. If not, I'll see you again sometime soon. Take care.